Yo, what's up, everybody? You already know who it is from the time that you see my face. It's your boy, Pastor Dave, and I'm in the building with someone very special tonight. Yes, indeed. I've been waiting on this interview. Don't say nothing yet. You ain't get to say nothing yet. Let me introduce you.
Sorry, my bad.
But now, for real, man, I didn't even really get to introduce her like I wanted to before she done. Woo! But I have somebody very special in the building with me tonight, and I want to dive right in. As you guys know, we don't try to stay too long in our interviews. We try to get in and get out. But I want you guys to get to know this very special young lady that's sitting with me tonight on this evening. Her name, and I'll just say her first name, and I'm going to let her share with you a little bit about all the other stuff that they call her after this. But her name is Jasmine in the building. What's up, Jazz?
What's up? Nothing much. Nothing much.
Nothing much. Nothing much.
Something slight.
First of all, are they still using On Fleek?
Some people, I don't use it, but I guess.
Well, you look good tonight.
Thank
You look good. I think
like
one of the questions the fellas gonna want to know, probably some ladies too. I'm just saying. I mean, that's how we rock today, right? That's how it is. 2021, right? I know what you say, but I'm saying some of the fellas gonna want to know. I do see a ring on your finger. We'll get to that.
It's on my pinky.
Okay, so it's on the pinky, but we gonna talk about the boyfriends and all of that. Yes, indeed.
We don't need to talk about that.
So much that I gotta ask you though. So the first question I want to ask you, because I know you pretty well, but a lot of the people don't really know you that well. What is your favorite kind of food?
My favorite food is chicken Alfredo. I love Italian food.
You love Italian food?
Yes.
You got Italian in your family?
No.
So what chicken Alfredo? Now, is there a favorite or a food that you don't like? Like, what is the food that you're like, yeah, I'd rather not mess with that?
I'm a picky eater, but the one that I don't like the most is seafood. I'm sorry, but I don't eat seafood.
Bro, every one of us see food and eat food.
Nope.
If you see it, you got to eat it. All right, we're back in the building. Now, listen, guys, I want to get to something that's coming up right off the bat. I heard you got a single about to drop. Now, I don't want to talk about too much of it because we're going to come back and really deal with that on the second half. Okay. But can we at least get the name of the single?
So the name of the single is DreamTeam.
Okay.
There may or may not be a feature. I don't know. We'll
see.
Wait.
I already know that there may or may not be. And I think I have an idea that they may or may not be, but we're not telling the people right now.
No, we're not.
Okay. So you guys got to stay tuned for the second half. There's about 3 questions, the big questions we're about to ask Jasmine. In fact, one of the first questions I want to talk to Jasmine about is, where did the name Jasmine come from? We'll talk about Jasmine, your artist name, in a second, but I want to know, Jasmine, how do you feel about the name Jasmine?
Well, Jasmine means princess and flower.
Okay.
So I feel like, it's like an elegant name.
Okay. So your parents was thinking about some delicacy when they had you. We'll talk about that in the future as well. Okay. Something else that I want to ask you. I heard that you are a pastor's kid. Is that correct?
That is correct. I'm a PK.
Okay. Jasmine is a PK. Notice I haven't said anything else about her name yet, guys, but she is, in fact, a PK. And I want to know, how does it feel to be a PK, a pastor's kid? What is that like?
It's not bad, but you have the stipulations of pastor's kids are usually bad, or they either come out really, really good or really, really bad, quote unquote. But I mean, I enjoy it. I think it's kind of fun, and I get to, get closer with kids. Being a pastor's kid, I get to be a part of the youth group as well. So it's fun. So
would you say you came out really good or really bad?
I don't know. No, I would say I came out decent. I came out okay.
Okay.
I hope.
Do you do drugs?
No.
Okay.
No.
So you don't do drugs. You don't do drugs.
No drugs.
So that seems to be then that you must have been in church like all the time.
All the time.
What was that like for you?
I mean, it was okay. It was okay.
Okay.
I found it fun because most of my friends were at church anyways. Okay. So it was fun.
Would you say most of your friends were from school, or did you grow like more of a family from church?
I grew more of a family from church. I do have friends from school. Most that I noticed now have come to God.
Okay.
By our friendship, but definitely have a core group of friends that I grew up with at church. So
core group, my God. Would you say your friends influenced you, or would you say you mostly influenced your friends?
I think we influenced each other.
So both in positive ways. Tell me a little bit about
positive ways.
Tell me one negative way, if you can.
Negative.
Nah, let's leave that alone. Let's leave that alone. Well, you don't smoke, you don't drink. That's cool, man. Do you like to party? Are you a party girl?
I'm a dancer as far as hip hop, but I'm not a party girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Here's a question that I ask most everybody that comes on the show. If I didn't know you, or if I knew you, what would be one thing that I didn't know about you unless you told me? Yeah.
Well, there it is. One of them is that I did choreograph back in the day. I still dance a little bit.
Okay.
And I did play volleyball in high school. So that's something no one would probably know.
Volleyball in high school. That explains them legs right now. That explains them legs. Have you ever been called Thunder Thighs?
Yep.
You did?
Couple times. Couple times.
How did that make you feel?
I mean, I got thunder thighs. That's how that's how I play volleyball. I got the thighs.
From what I know about you, you're very strong. And I don't just mean physical at all. I mean, she's very strong. Listen, we got a lot of questions that some of your fans have kind of wrote in and want to know about you. And, man, I also see, in fact, let's just jump right into that right now. Okay. Because the last thing I want to do is run out of time, and I don't want to run out of time. So let's jump into this first question. Obviously, we want to know, what is your stage name?
So my stage name is Jasmine Simone.
Okay.
Yes. First
Jasmine
name,
Simone.
Yes.
So is this a made-up name, or is this?
So it's not a made-up name. It's actually first and middle, Jasmine Simone.
Okay.
But I always felt like it just flowed and it just kind of fit. So we went with it for the stage name.
Is it lawful for me to ask your legal name?
No. No.
All right, so Jasmine Simone is your stage name. Now, the next question that they wanted to find out was, who is Jasmine Simone?
I would say that Jasmine Simone is someone who just wants to spread love through her music and positivity through her music and to other girls her age and stuff like that.
Okay, dope. For as long as I've known you, you've always been somebody that's been giving. I remember one time I met you in church many years ago. Yeah, I met you in church. The youth pastor, his name was Pastor Page. Shout out to Pastor Page, by the way.
Whoop, whoop.
Pastor Page from Truth Reveal. And one of the things that he was doing was he was picking up offering. Do you remember that?
Yes.
He was picking up offering, and he was going around, and I guess your parents had given you some money for offering.
Couple of dollars.
And the girl beside you didn't have any funds. What did you do?
I gave her $1.
Did you give her?
I split whatever I had in half so that she could give.
And that's, from what I know about you, your personality.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard about who you are. That's what I believe you are, as a giver. Just like you said with regards to why you got into music or how you do music. And that's the other question I wanted to ask you is, did your parents get you into music, or did you choose to do music for yourself? Nah, you need to, hey, listen, you need to answer this question, because I know your mama. I know her very well.
Yeah, no.
And if she talked you into it, you got to do music, girl.
No, nobody talked me into doing music. I always had a passion and a heart for music. I love the way music makes me feel. When you hear a good song, you feel great. You know, you can hear a sad song, you might feel sad. So I always wanted to do music for myself. So yeah.
That's awesome. So your music is an extension of that moment when you shared that tithe. You ripped it in half. You want others to feel good.
Right. Positivity, or share a story through the song, or whatever. So
that's awesome. Okay. So remember, these aren't my questions. These are questions that we grabbed from the internet. People sent them in. So, you know, if they're corny, forgive me, but some of these were really good. This question said, how would you describe the music you typically create?
I would describe it as R&B vibes. That's usually how I describe it. Positive R&B vibes.
Good. So right behind it, then, with your positive R&B vibes, you know, the vibes, who are your influences then?
So my musical influences are Kehlani, Queen Naija, Danny Lay, Chris Brown, a little bit of Drake, not too much,
Not
just
too
a little bit, just a little bit of Drake. So yeah, those are probably my top influences.
Okay. And so how long would you say you see yourself doing this music thing?
Hopefully for a lifetime.
For a lifetime. Whew. My God, that's a long time. I'm KD3 and I'm getting up there in age and I still do music. I love music. People think that we as artists do, I keep saying that, artists, it's not artists, it's artists. People think that we as artists do music for them all the time. It's not always about the people, right? Sometimes it's what it does for you. You've already said that basically.
Exactly, yep. Sometimes I tell my story through a song, so yeah.
Yeah, wow. You know, and that leads me to the creative process for how you write. You tell your story through your songs. What can we expect from you with these upcoming songs? How many do you have coming, and what can we expect from Jasmine Simone in the next, say, year?
Well, I can't give out too much, but I do have a good amount of songs, you know, ready to be put out. But they're all going to coincide with each other in some way.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
Okay, cool.
They all have a story. They all have a reason that they will be put out. So,
is there a favorite song that you've done so far that you absolutely just love the most?
Yes, but it's not out, so I can't talk about it.
Oh, so the one that we're here to talk about tonight is the one.
Yep. It's not out yet, though.
And you called it DreamTeam?
DreamTeam.
DreamTeam? You heard? DreamTeam. Let me think about that for a second. We dreaming about the team. DreamTeam. Listen, I'm excited, man. Let me see what this last question is I want to ask you before we jump any further. Who was your favorite high school teacher?
I don't remember high school, honestly.
I'm just saying, this is
high school teacher. I think his name was Turi.
His name?
Turi, yeah.
Why gotta be a him?
He was the basketball coach. He was cool.
Okay.
He was cool to everybody. Mr. Turi.
Well, while we on that subject, what was your favorite subject in school?
Math. Gotta be math.
Boy, I stunk at math. I ain't gonna lie.
Not a writer. I mean, I am a writer, but I'm not a writer as far as English. So, you know, writing essays and stuff, that's not my thing. But math is definitely my strong suit.
Math, okay. And you went to college recently.
I did. I graduated a couple years ago.
Tell me a little bit about that experience.
It was cool. I only went for 2 years. I did 2 years, my first 2 years of college and high school, and then I finished my 2 years after I graduated high school. Okay. So I graduated with a bachelor's. So it was cool.
Wow.
It was cool.
Are you the first in your family to do that? Or?
I am. You know, something slight.
Wait, you are what?
Something slight. I am the first.
To do what?
To graduate with a bachelor's.
Congratulations to you. Your family must be proud of you. I have the opportunity of sitting with you sometimes when you're recording. And I have to say, man, I really, really appreciate and love the way you're growing as an artist. Is there anything that you would say to new artists that are getting ready to start going to studio, start recording, they get ready to start the journey that you've begun, 2 years ago now?
2 years, yeah, about 2 years.
Wow.
I would say take your time and learn your craft. Don't just dive right in, and don't let anyone tell you how to make your music. Find your own lane and stick to it and create what you want to create.
So has anybody ever tried to tell you how to put the lyrics down, how to put the performance down, and did you ever disagree, and how did you handle that?
That has happened a couple times.
Okay.
I won't go too much into it, but people have tried to say, no, sing it this way, say it this way, write it this way. But you gotta, that's why I said perfect your own craft so you know what your sound is, and you can, you know, say no when you have to say no.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. For me, somebody critiqued me so hard I wanted to quit one time. And it actually was a good thing because it challenged me. It made me want to grow. And it was good because I either wanted to grow or I should have quit. And if the passion is in me, as it is from what I see with you anyways, at times, was there ever a time where you just felt like crying in the studio?
Oh, I've cried in the studio. Several times. It may or may not be on footage, but I have cried in the studio.
Was I ever at any of those sessions?
You were at a couple. Yep. You were at a couple sessions. But like you said, take the good and the bad from the critique. Don't just throw it away.
Right.
But you have to know your sound. Don't let someone change your sound. But maybe, you know, if it's good advice, use it to your advantage. So, I have cried in the studio a couple times.
So for me, when I went to record, and I totally lost it because I just got out of the recording zone. You know what that is when you're hype, you're ready to rock it, and you kill it, right? You think you kill it, and they come back and say, nah,
nope,
do that again.
Yep.
That just wasn't it. How do you get out of that funk?
So I usually take a break. Let's all just take a 5-10 minute breather, come back. Sometimes I do pray for the most part. I usually bring myself together and I'm like, you know what, Jasmine, let's just talk to God for like 5 seconds.
Let's
ask him to clear my head, clear my heart. And then I kind of remind myself this is my song that I want to reach to, you know, other people. So I have to make sure it's done right. So get it together and let's dive back in.
The other thing that I want you to remember that I needed to remember is only you are truly going to enjoy your song.
Right.
And you should be able to enjoy it when you're performing it back.
Exactly.
I have some songs, guys, this is no lie, that after I did it and we put the final stamp on it and I went to perform it, I'm like, man, why didn't I do this? I wish I had stuck to my guns on that. And that's good advice, too. I think you should, you know, we could tell new people. Great advice to what you're sharing. Stick to who you are and what you love, and don't let nobody change what you hear in your mind. Because ultimately, it is your production. I mean, the mindset of it, especially if you're the songwriter.
Exactly,
now, I can see if somebody wrote the song and say, hey, Jasmine, you were the mindset. You're the person I heard for this song. Could you sing it like this? Then you have the opportunity to say, yeah, I'd rather not, or be, yeah, let me do that. And that's different. But when you hear the beginning to the end, I think Jasmine Simone is dead on point where stick to your guns, stick to who you are, and let's make sure you do what your heart tells you to do, especially when it comes to production, because you're the one that has to live with it for 20 years or however long after it comes out. You got to deal with it. So just keep that in mind. Well, I don't want to go too much longer. I like to keep these about 20-minute segments. Now, this song I'm about to give the people a taste of. Tell me a little bit about Get the Win. You guys are about to experience, to me, one of the most bangingest songs, and bangingest is a word, just check it out. But one of the hottest songs from Jasmine Simone. Now, don't get me wrong. DreamTeam, I got a chance to hear it. That's fire. And there's some new stuff that's coming up as well. But this song, I just love it. Tell me a little bit of background about Get the Win and your performances with it and what you love about it.
Well, Get the Win was my first song, so it's my little baby project. But it's about, you know, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're facing, you'll always, if you stick with God, pray, and, you know, you'll always get the win in the end if you persist, and you'll win. So that was the concept of the songs, getting the win, no matter what you're going through.
And so when you were writing Get the Win and you started performing it, and now that you do it on stage on a regular, is that one of your favorite songs to perform?
Yes, that would have to be my favorite song. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the most hype. You know, everybody in the crowd, they love it. I can hear them chanting it back to me, so it's a good feeling.
It's a good feeling. So, guys, guess what? You get an opportunity to hear Get the Win in case you haven't heard it, and there'll also be a link for you down in the description below that you can click on it and go to Spotify or anywhere on YouTube and check it out. But you'll get a chance to hear it right now, and we're only going to give you a peek, and we'll be right back right after this with Jasmine Simone right here at the Giant Slayer studio in Palm Bay, Florida, where everything going down. We're going to talk about JazRah Records and the whole family and all of that when we get back right after this. We'll be right back.
Baby, I don't miss you. Fake tears with your tissue. Used to be my issue, but see you when I see you. No need to say hello. Don't call out my name. Trying to fill me out. Listen, ain't nothing changed. My heart's been long gone. You was never home. My body's moved on. New king on the throne. Treat me like a queen. Get everything you want. I'm dripping with the juice, chili pepper with the sauce. Got that fresh fire, shot up in my bones. Carry my cross, never lost or alone. Used to be a shadow, faded with
Yes, indeed. Get the win. In case you feel like you've lost, just know, based on that song, you can get the win. And what Jasmine doesn't know that I was about to bring up is I was with you when you recorded Get the Win.
Yeah.
In fact, that was the first time that I realized what a good singer you were.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, because your mom came running in the room and was like, "Is that my daughter?"
Yep, she did. I hadn't really showed that I was interested or could a little bit sing. So I think when I finally showed that, everybody was like, "What in the world?"
Yeah, it shocked me. Apparently you had an app. You had some kind of an app that you was rocking with.
I did use an app called Smule. Really
Smule.
weird.
Shout out to Smule.
Shout out Smule. It's a really weird name, but you sing with like other people and stuff. So that's how I practiced over the years. And then eventually I was like, you know what? I might as well just go ahead and start making my own music.
Yeah,
so.
because you lived with us for quite a while, and I never heard you singing like that.
No,
I don't even know where that came from.
Only in the shower.
Okay, in the shower. What about the car?
And in the car too.
Did you sing in college?
No, only in the car by myself.
Okay.
Nobody else heard me.
All right, cool. Also, I got a shout out to Tony Ann, because Tony Ann, Mello's wife, she came to us and told us you could sing. I was like, nah. But the other thing I was afraid of, just so you guys know, I might as well put it out there. This is my daughter, Jasmine Simone. And the other thing I was afraid of, I didn't want people to think that your mom and I was forcing you to sing. So when we hit record and you came in and blah, I ain't gonna lie, man, I had goosebumps all up and down my neck, and I was like, is that my we about to be rich? Oh my I ain't gonna lie, I was like, we about to be rich. Yeah, I thought it was dope. So shout out to Tony Ann, and shout out to Get the Win. Yeah, you guys check it out. By the way, where can people find you at? Like, where can they connect with you?
So my Instagram is Jasmine Simone 321. Snap JAZY the number 4 real, and YouTube is also Jasmine Simone 321.
YouTube. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
One of the things you guys don't know that I learned is this girl is not just an artist, she's also a phenomenal prankster. And I learned that you have a YouTube channel.
I do.
Tell us about it.
So I started it last year with COVID. It's kind of on and off, but I started it last year. I've always been interested in doing YouTube and pranks, especially pranks. But I do challenges, pranks, and there'll be a couple Q&As possibly and stuff that I'll add up later. So
okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever pranked your parents?
Absolutely.
She did, and I almost broke the camera and shot her and everything. You got to go check that prank out. What was the name of that prank? You remember?
Was a hickey prank. I faked like I had a hickey on
the
my
hickey
neck.
prank. Who told this young lady to prank her parents?
It was a good idea.
Who?
It was a good idea.
It was a bad idea because I almost kicked the whole door down. But go check out her YouTube channel. It's off the chain. What's your favorite prank on your YouTube channel?
Favorite prank? It's probably the hickey prank. It's probably the hickey prank, just because you're just so mad.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I got mad. I got mad when I found out her mom was in on it too. So that ticked me. And one day we'll bring Jasmine back with her parents, with her mom, and probably even Mello, because a lot of people don't know Mello from Hidden Flames is your brother.
Yeah, I mean, he gets his beautifulness from his sister. So
is that right? Speaking about his beautifulness,
yeah.
You thought I forgot about this boyfriend question.
What boyfriend question?
So skirt right back into it. Do you have a boo thing in your life? Let's talk about it. And if so, I need to meet that Negro. Oh. Yes, indeed. I said it. Yes, indeed. Do you have a boo thing in your life? And Negro don't mean black, y'all. That's just my way of phrasing it. Could be a white, Hispanic. I don't care about the color. But do you have a dude?
A dude. I mean, I date.
I'm saying, though.
I date.
Have I met everybody you've dated?
Huh? I date. That's it. Period. End of the sentence. That's it.
All right. Mm-hmm. All right. That's all we're going to say about it. Is that all we're going to say about that?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
All right.
I date.
If you want to holler at J Sims, well, let me not put that out there. That's our nickname for her. If you want to holler at Jasmine Simone, you got to hit us up. My number 321-243 yada 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 yada. You got to hit us up.
Hit us up.
All right, listen. Let's get back to these questions because we do not have a lot of time, and we want to make sure that we're able to discuss Dream Team at the end, your inspiration for why you wrote that, where that came from, yada, yada. But one of your other fans also said, what is your process for dealing with performance jitters or anxiety if you get them? First of all, do you still get like nervous before hitting the stage?
Every show. Every single show, it doesn't fail. I'm nervous.
I am really glad you said that because I haven't met an artist that doesn't, even preachers, I haven't met an artist that just doesn't get. So how do you deal with it?
For me, I find my own little corner because usually before the show, everybody has a question. They want to do sound check. They want to do this. So I find my own little corner. I breathe, I pray, and I just remind myself what I do it for. I don't do it for just myself because I do enjoy performing for myself, but I do it for, again, to reach out to girls my age and stuff like that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So going back to the jitters and also girls your age, I understand you're signed to a label called JazRah Records.
Yes.
And I heard that that's the extended family, kind of like how you came out of church. It's like a little family knit record label that's really just helping artists get to the next level. But I also heard that you're the only girl artist on that label, right?
I am the only girl right now. I don't know.
Right now, that's good.
Yeah.
But what is that like? What has that journey been like for you?
It's an interesting journey. You get along with all the boys. I think it's fun. It's cool. But I'm represent all the girls on my own pretty much. So I enjoy the pressure a little bit, but at the same time, it's a little bit of pressure. Let's
talk about that pressure. Like, what are some of the pressures you deal with you said you enjoy the pressure. I actually have been, remember that show we did in Atlanta? Mm-hmm. And listen guys, I've been doing music a long time. And when I perform, her song was the only song they asked to be done twice. You have no idea how that made me mad, bro. Like, I got real upset about that. They asked for Get the Win twice. Okay. And they was like, KD3, you can sit down. We want jazz. So I seen some of the pressure. Also, I got to see the back end because sometimes you do something called Vision 2020.
Right.
And there's a lot of questions asked. And I hate that word ask, just so you guys know. But there's a lot of questions that are asked. And in the process of that, tell me a little bit about the pressure that you say you deal with. Like, describe that to me.
Yeah, the pressure I more so was talking about in regards to Vision 2020. You mentioned it. So it's a panel. All the artists were on the panel, but I'm the only female on the panel. So any female questions are usually directed at me. So that's where the pressure comes in. That's why I said I enjoy it because I do get to connect with girls my age, but it is tough because sometimes, you're getting all the questions, but it's part of the journey.
Not only is it part of the journey, it's a part of who you are. You're a leader.
Right.
You're a leader. You were born to lead. Satan wish he had his way. He wish he would have took you out, but you were born to lead.
Right.
And one of the things that I've seen is it seems like you get all the questions, but you're right. With there being 4 other guy artists on stage and you being the only female, when those hands go up, most of the times, if it's female, this question is for Jasmine. And just so you guys know that are watching, Jasmine she is a part of JazRah Records, and she does get involved with Vision 2020, but she's also available to come out to your events and speak. She does speak. She doesn't necessarily like to speak. Is that one of the things that you enjoy, or?
I'm more so a performer. As far as the music goes, I'll speak, but I do get even more jitters when I have to do that. So,
but if you have never heard her speak, you'd understand why people also ask her to speak. She's a phenomenal speaker. She's a phenomenal encourager. But yeah, when we're doing Vision 2020, we usually rock the stage for about 45 minutes with hip hop or whatever music, spoken word, sometimes even comedy. And then we set up a panel discussion. But again, Jasmine happens to get most of the questions from the girls, and they're valid questions too. Like, what do you do when you want to hold on to your virginity, but that guy is like, what's the craziest question you ever got? Hope I didn't give it away.
No, that's one of them. The virginity question. How to deal with temptation? I think that wasn't the craziest, but that was like Man, wow, that's a serious question. So that would be my craziest, how to deal with temptation. Such a deep question.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, so I love it, man. I think if you guys have never been able to experience Jasmine Simone, follow her at Jasmine Simone 321 on IG. Go to her YouTube. You'll get to know the personality of Jasmine. She's very passionate, which is what I'm about to ask you right now. Is like, where does your passion for the things that you do, and I was going to say music, but it really isn't just music, because me being your father and living with you as long as we live, you got a birthday coming up, as long as I've had the opportunity to live with you, I see your passion, and it really isn't just music. So where do you, would you say you're a perfectionist?
Definitely perfectionist. That's a strength and weakness of mine. But yes, I'm a perfectionist. That's why when it comes to music, you know, it may take a little longer for me to get it out, but when it comes out, it'll be done how I need it to be done. So I would say I'm a perfectionist.
And when you get it, how you hear it in your head, can you tell right away, like, that's it, that's the one?
Yeah. I hear all the sounds and it's finally mixed and mastered, and it's like, okay, finally I can rest on this song, but on to the next project. So
you really need to be involved in the production aspect as well. And a lot of people don't know, like, the different stages of songwriting.
Right.
What has been your experience with the different stages of songwriting? What are you learning to see all the different stages? Like, what if you were to name them, how would you walk us through that process?
So me personally, being, again, I put out R&B positive vibes. So I usually go for a concept first. So I try to find the concept of the song. What beat next would be, what goes with that concept? Do I want it slow, fast? Once you pick the beat or get the beat, you know, produced from scratch, whatever. Then I go in and I start writing based off the concept that I have. And after writing, then recording, mix, master, and the ball's going.
What? You sound like a professional right now. Like I wasn't sure where she was going with the whole, you know, concept, find the beat. But once she got to writing, she answered exactly what I was trying to ask her. There is such, people hear the music and they think it's just, you know, you just put the music. They forget about manufacturing. You forget about distribution. But mixing, mastering, and editing, you know, and then there's the writing. And then there's the performing it or the recording process. And then there's the editing and the mixing and the mastering. And it just sounds like, with your passion and how much you like to make sure you're hitting the nail on the head with what you hear in your head, you really need to be involved in the production aspect of it all.
I try to be involved in every aspect. Yeah. It is my music, my song that I want to share with others. So production is definitely something I'm a part of. I
like that. And guys, the passion that you will see in Jasmine Simone is a part of the reason why in the studio we as artists get so frustrated that we do get to the point of crying sometimes. When it's just not coming out the way we hear it in our head. It frustrates you to the point where you kind of want to just quit for that day.
Forget it. But sometimes you do have to quit for that day and come back the next day.
That's a good point.
When you're on you have a better headspace and you know exactly, okay, this is where I keep messing up, or this is where I'm not sounding right. Let me come back and redo that. So,
and as a Christian artist, our quit for the next day and come back is not alcohol or weed smoking and go get high or get higher and get back. We got to go and bow down our face to the Lord on our and pray and get in the word and encourage ourselves in the Lord like David had to do, and then come back the next day and try to hit it or practice harder in the closet or whatever it is. You know, tell me a little bit about your preparation stages for getting ready to record a song.
Studio days. So I usually wake up and I go straight to YouTube videos. And I harmonize. I learn, you know, I do some training videos just to warm up my vocals. I practice the song I'm about to record, and then I go drink some tea and I rest for a couple hours, and then I come to the studio. So
you're a tea drinker. Do you find that the tea helps you?
The tea does help me.
And what's your favorite tea to drink? What is it?
I said it's a secret code.
It's a secret code, y'all.
Favorite tea would be, it's called throat coat tea. So helps.
I know about that throat coat. In fact, any singer.
It helps a lot.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of people from our church knows about throat coat.
Right.
It is and it doesn't need any sugar. For all y'all sugar drinkers, cut it out. I had to cut it out. And one day when I'm being interviewed, I'm going to share with you the weight loss that I have gone through and what I've lost. It's amazing. But I feel phenomenal. No more sugar, guys. No chocolate cake. No none of that. No beer. But that's what I was saying. A lot of artists, even Christian artists today, they go get high. They go smoke and then they get into the studio. Right. That's not what we do, guys. We believe in the raw, authentic anointing of God. And just if it wasn't there for the moment, we need to pray harder or get right. Get back right and get in the studio. So I'm really...
Get you some tea.
Get you some tea.
I'm trying to tell y'all. Get you some tea.
Get you some tea. Now, I got an off-the-wall question that I'm sure some of your people might be watching may ask. What is your favorite holiday?
Oh, Christmas.
Wait, you said that so easy, so quick?
Hands down, Christmas.
What about Thanksgiving?
No, I don't need the food. Just
Valentine's Day with all them boyfriends you got?
No, I can buy my own teddy bears and roses.
Oh.
Got my own money, and No, definitely Christmas, though. I enjoy the winter season. Plus, it's close to my birthday, so.
If you could move anywhere in the world since you enjoy the winter season, we know you love Christmas. And we know you like watching movies with your family on Christmas, like It's a Wonderful Life. But if you could move anywhere, and I know you haven't really had the chance to travel too many places, but of the places you've been to, where would you move to if you could, based on where you've been and based on what you've heard?
Well, where I've been... I don't want to move to any of those places. Maybe Tennessee. Tennessee was a nice spot.
Okay, Tennessee was nice.
I like the snow, but I don't want to live in the snow. So I probably wouldn't move that far up. Based on where I haven't been, I've been really drawn to Texas. I've been hearing good things about Texas, so possibly Texas. But, yeah.
You ain't going.
I'm going.
You ain't allowed to go. Bottom line, period. That's it. End of story. Now, the one thing that we want to talk about before we wrap up, looks like we got a few minutes left. I want to know about DreamTeam. Like, how did that song form? Why is that song so special to you? And what can we expect from that song? Like, after we hear that song, how can we expect to feel? How did it form? Why is it special to you? And what can we expect to experience after hearing that song?
So that song, it's a big song for me, I feel like, because it has it does have a feature.
Woo!
I will throw it out there.
So there is a feature.
There is a feature, but I won't tell you who. I just know it's a big feature. That's all I can say. I know
who it is.
I do have a big feature on that song, and the energy he brings to that song, it kind of, it makes you feel good, it's kind of about Dream Team, so it's about your squad, your friends, who you hold close. So it's about, how you influence each other, inspire each other. Right. So it's a feel-good song. So.
Okay. So when you were writing that song, like what point in that song did you get the feature on the song first? And then you was like, this is what I want to write. Did you already write your verse? You was like, oh, it fits. I mean, like, what was the thought process? How did you come to the lyrics? Because I heard those lyrics. And honestly, they're stuck in my head. Like, these lyrics are like, what? Bro, so when you were writing the song, like, tell me
the process.
Yeah, like, how did you come up with, like, that's the lyric I want to use? Like,
well, so I had a little bit of the concept, sent it to the feature, and I let him figure out what he wanted to do first. Once he sent it back, I had a verse written, and then I realized our concepts, I wanted to make sure they matched perfectly.
Awesome.
So I rewrote a couple things, moved a couple lines around, and here we are with DreamTeam. So
wait a minute. So you telling me you wrote your lyrics, heard what they did, went back and changed it?
Just slightly.
You tweaked it.
Just a tweak.
Guys, what I'm trying to get at is, as an artist, never marry your lyrics so much that you can't tweak them.
Gotta tweak them.
You gotta be able to say, all right, even though I heard that, because you can say so many different things, or you can say the same thing so many different ways.
But it's gotta be right.
But it's got to be right. And that's one of the things I really admire about you. If it ain't right, you don't want to put it out. Nope. I've been arguing with you sometimes. I argue with her sometimes saying, look, we just going to put it out. She's like, no, Dad, that's trash.
I don't put out trash. Nope.
We don't put it out. And DreamTeam is off the chain. I'm telling you, I was excited about all of her other songs, which she doesn't have a large catalog right now, but that's about to change. But this song is a huge kickstart for the album that she's going to be working on and that she's already begun to write to. And I just admire the growth that your writing skills. Because I remember when we wrote Get the Win, I kind of helped you on that. But watching what you're doing now, and even though every now and then you might say, what do you think about this? And I might help you tweak it. Watching where you're going now is amazing to me.
Right.
You don't need me. You are a writer. And that's another thing, guys. These are great tips for anybody, not just people that want to become artists, but people that want to grow in life. Take the passion of what it is that you believe. You have to believe in something. And if you don't believe in something, then you're just going to put anything out. But take the passion and the experience and the learning that you're getting from Jasmine Simone and see what it is, because her craft, you'll hear it when you go listen to the first song and listen to Dream Team. You're going to see the growth. But that's because she realizes who she is, what she wants to become, and she's never willing to settle. I hope I didn't say too much.
Right. No. It's good. It's good.
Is that good? Am I on point?
You're on point.
Am I coming out of interview lane and going into dad mode?
Just a little bit, but it's all right. It's all right.
Or am I coming out of dad mode and going into preaching mode? Because I'm a little bit of a preacher too.
It's a bit of both. I don't know. It's a toss up.
I think that's so awesome. What would you say to the kids today that are like, man, I don't need church. I'm tired of church. I don't even want to go to church. In fact, there's nothing at church for me. There might be a child or a young person watching right now. I'm on this tip of get back to church. I'm really feeling good about getting back to church. And if you go to Truth Reveal and you watch this, I'm asking you as your youth pastor to come on back. We have something planned for you. But what would you say to the child that's like, yeah, church ain't for me no more? What would you say to that person? Maybe they're in college now, or...
I would say definitely get back into the routine of going. I mean, getting yourself back into it, you know, in your head, you're like, oh, especially after the pandemic, you're like, I don't really need it anymore.
True.
But you really do. You don't realize how much you need it till you get back in there.
Yeah.
And also, you know, like I said, I grew up with a core group of friends because I went to church, and we all have the same beliefs. We all do the same things. We all go out together, you know, go bowling or something. So you also can make good connections if you continue to go consistently too. So
I love it. So it's like a family, y'all.
Right.
It's the extended family, exactly what JazRah Records is.
They're my dream team.
There you go. Boom.
They're a part of my dream team.
Go check her out on Instagram, because she's dropping a lot of little clips right now. You might even get to hear a little bit of the track. But listen, it's coming out. We didn't even talk about the date. When is it coming out?
It is coming out on a Friday, October 29th.
Woo! Woo! How do you feel about your song dropping on Halloween?
Well, Halloween's 2 days later, so I don't really, they don't really coincide, in my opinion. But, you know, spooky season. Get a little dream team in you.
Spooky. You know what I like about that? What I like about this, the fact that your song is coming out on Halloween, is that there's something positive for something negative.
Right.
There's something good for something bad. There's something holy for something unholy. And I just think that was a powerful move, that even though people wouldn't understand, or they don't understand, or they don't grasp, why would you put a song out on Halloween?
Right.
Why not put something positive out on Halloween,
Yeah.
right? Any final words that you want to tell the people?
No, just go follow me on Instagram, Jasmine Simone 321. Reach out to me if you need to. Stay in touch, and yeah, go look. Download Dream Team as soon as it comes out. It'll be on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. So go download Dream Team and stay tuned.
Download Dream Team and stay tuned. When we come back, the next time we interview Jasmine Simone, we will probably more than likely have Miss Nadine on here as well. Or we may get with the whole family. As you guys know, Jasmine's song, Dream Team, is about to drop on the 29th. But also, Hidden Flames got some stuff coming out as well. And they've got an interview. That's the bigger brothers to Jasmine Simone. They've got an interview dropping on November 1 as well. And I'm just super excited and godly proud of these kids, man, that God is allowing us to help raise up for his glory. But get to Jasmine Simone. This is KD3, Pastor Dave, and we are out with the first interview solo by Jasmine Simone 321. This is the first interview with her all by herself, and we got so many more that's getting ready to come your way. Go check the music. Go peep the vibes. Yeah, and keep it 100. What are kids saying today on their way out? Bob, what are they saying? Period. What are they saying?
Peace. I don't know.
Okay, peace. God bless y'all. We love y'all. 2 fingers.